What's going on, guys? It is me, SpeedSuperSonic, and welcome to the Sonic the Hedgehog Movie 2020 spoiler review. This is the review full of all of the tea. We're about to spill the entire pot. Is it pot or kettle? The review from yesterday was my normal review where I just go over the film, but I don't really go into the plot that much. I don't go bit by bit. I don't talk about the spoilers. I don't talk about the end credits at all. But in this video today, we're cutting loose. We're chilling. This is one that won't be as serious. This will be a little more loose and fun because we can talk about all of the details. So this is for everybody who has seen the film, who doesn't care about spoilers. We're just gonna spend this time together and we're gonna enjoy this. Alright, so the Sonic the Hedgehog Movie 2020 spoiler review. Here we go. The film opens up like in the third act with like a voiceover, like a Deadpool type voiceover from Sonic. It eventually rewinds to Baby Sonic on his island. I still don't think they say the name. I might have missed it, but I still don't think that island has a name. But we see Baby Sonic running around the island from what we saw in that Baby Sonic trailer, but then he goes into a hut with Longclaw the Owl. Longclaw the Owl is real, and it's a she, and I thought it would be a celebrity voice actor. Let me go on IMDb. Oh, Donna J. Folks, who is that? So my prediction of a celebrity voice actress was wrong. I would have liked like Sandra Bullock or Scarlett Johansson. She's in the movie for like 2 minutes. As they're in the hut, the Echidna clan, I'm not sure if they're exactly said to be the Echidna clan, but they're in the hut and they come after them from like the windows and like the branches. So Longclaw takes Sonic and they just like fly away. But one of the Echidnas has a sphere and they throw it at Longclaw and it like hits her in like the wing or stomach, I think. They fall to the ground and Longclaw says that the world that they're on is no longer safe for Sonic to be on, so she grabs a ring and it opens the portal to Earth. She tells Sonic to never stop running. He goes into Earth, but he can still see Longclaw through the portal, and she's standing by the portal so none of the echidnas are able to get through. So they're like running after her, but she's blocking the portal. But Sonic gets like really scared, so he runs after Longclaw, but the portal eventually dissolves. So Longclaw passes away, and it's a very scarring experience for Sonic, and it's very sad, and it makes you feel for him instantly, and little baby Sonic is just so cute. We eventually cut over to modern day. Tom is doing his thing, and Sonic is just goofing around with him because Tom is on his because Tom has that thing. What is it? I don't know. Like the thing where it tracks your speed that the police have. I should really know the name of that. And there's nothing going on, but Sonic runs past it and he's just messing with them and it's really cute. And then Sonic goes to his little hut and he does his own thing and tells more about what he does in his free time. But we find more out about Tom. Tom has a wife named Maddie and he wants to get out of Green Hills. There's nothing really there for him anymore and he wants some action and meaning in life almost. So he's been trying to get accepted into the San Francisco Police Academy. And when he comes home one night, Maddie has an envelope that has the letter from the San Francisco Police Department, and he gets accepted. And you just see like a little more of the dynamic between Tom and Maddie and what their lives are kind of like. But you also find out that Sonic is like attached himself to that family from afar. Whenever there's movie night at their place, he watches the movie with them from like the window that shows the movie. They watch Speed, which is the Keanu Reeves movie, and it's just so perfect that they had Keanu Reeves in a Sonic movie. Keanu Reeves doesn't have anything to do with Sonic, it's just that Keanu Reeves is perfect. We're in the Keanu Sans right now, so it's pretty cool. So there's a baseball game being played and Sonic watches it, and as everybody's leaving, he goes out to the baseball field himself. And there's a little bag full of baseball supplies, so there's the whole different like, oh, here's this Sonic and this Sonic playing different characters on the baseball field. It was really cute, and he gets a home run, but when he gets there, there's nobody to like high-five him, and it like shows Sonic is alone. And the biggest thing of this movie is loneliness and depression, and it shows that Sonic gets really sad because he says, I'm always gonna be alone, and you really feel for him and it makes you really sad. It really gets to him. It's really interesting because Sonic does have many existential displays of depression. So what he does is just runs around the baseball field, and then there's this really cool shot of him like screaming, and that causes a power outage. And you cut to the Pentagon and they recruit Dr. Robotnik. Not everybody wants Robotnik on the team, but he's smart, but he's also a giant douchebag. Dr. Eggman in this movie is the biggest jerk, and I love it. They eventually find a Sonic footprint, and Sonic has to like leave his cave, and he has to go find another planet because it's no longer safe on Earth anymore. And he has to go to the Mushroom Planet, and he does not want to go to the Mushroom Planet at all. There's no way that this Mushroom Planet will not be in the sequel. If we get a sequel, not confirmed yet. So he has to find a safe place to go, so he goes to Tom and Maddie's garage. As he's about to grab a ring, Tom walks in because he hears like rumbling inside of the garage, so he shoots Sonic, but Sonic sees that he has San Francisco on his shirt, so he says San Francisco, and it opens a portal to San Francisco. So the bag of rings that Sonic has, he drops because he was shot with a tranquilizer, and the bag falls into this giant skyscraper in San Francisco, but the portal closes. And this is where the big conflict of the story starts. Sonic and Tom meet, he's desperate, Sonic has to go get those rings, and Tom needs to get out of there as well. But Dr. Robotnik comes to the door, there's a really cool interaction. Let me just say the dialogue in this movie is fantastic. I'm honestly, like, just the way characters talk to each other, it's perfect. I honestly want Patrick Casey and Josh Miller to return for the sequel because the writing in this movie is honestly really good. So Tom's trying to hide Sonic for a bit. He puts him in the attic, but there's a drone in the attic, so Sonic like kind of spin dashes, not really, but he like rolls in a ball down into the kitchen. So as Eggman is threatening Tom and stuff, Sonic comes out and he's like, don't hurt him. Eggman screams and then Tom punches him in the face. Sonic and Tom are now terrorists, so they have to leave because the government enlisted Robotnik, and Tom did punch Robotnik in the face, so that's not okay. So they're on the run. Tom doesn't really want anything to do with this at the moment, so he tells Sonic to get out, go do what he has to do, and just leave him alone. So Sonic runs off, he comes back, he crashed into the ocean, and it's all kind of Tom's fault, kind of. He did shoot Sonic, and a lot of this conflict does stem from Tom. So Tom agrees to bring Sonic along, and there is just like some talking, and once again it's a really nice dynamic between Sonic and Tom. They stop at a gas station, and Tom goes to make a phone call and grab food, but right next to there is this bar, and Sonic's really enthralled by like these bikers and truck drivers. So Sonic's trying his hardest not to go in, but Sonic has to go in. Tom notices and he goes to the bar, and I'm sorry, but Sonic is just the cutest little thing in this movie. I'm so sorry. I've been obsessed with how adorable this character is ever since his new design was revealed. I've just loved it. And he walks in and sees Sonic in like a poncho, sunglasses, and like a cowboy hat, and he's sitting at this table on a little bar stool, and it's just so cute. I'm sorry. Tom doesn't really want to stay, but Sonic orders food and stuff, and Tom covers for him and says that he has like some skin condition. Like the waitress thinks that this is perfectly normal looking. It's a kid's movie, don't expect for it to make 100% sense. And then they make a bucket list. Sonic fills a bunch of stuff out, and then he does get really depressed again because he has to leave Earth, and he hasn't done anything really on a bucket list that he's wanted to do on Earth his entire time of being there. So they have to make it up in a pretty short amount of time. So they do a lot of the stuff in the bar, and one of the things is starting a bar fight. So Sonic starts a bar fight, and there's this really cool scene that happens. If you guys have ever seen the movie X-Men Days of Future Past, there's this character by the name of Quicksilver, and there's this scene that I'm pretty sure you've seen referenced, and that they do almost the exact same thing there, and it's really cool. So they start the bar fight, and then they leave, and they're still in this cat and mouse game with Dr. Robotnik. They stop to get some sleep, and there's this like really cool scene between the two. They're talking for a bit, but Sonic falls asleep in his bed, and on his bucket list, one of the only things that's like not crossed out is making a real friend. Tom sees this, and it's really touching, and it's so sad because the movie's about loneliness and depression, which is very relatable for me. I mean, I kind of can relate to it. I've always had friends, but I'm an only child, so it does get lonely almost every night. And as they're on the road, but Eggman eventually catches up to them with one of his like driving car machine things that is just like a bunch of different mini robots in it. It's a really cool action sequence, actually. I think it's my second favorite of the movie. Sonic gets exploded. Now Sonic he gets hurt a lot in this movie, like a lot. Like the poor guy can't catch a break. He's always like, he's passed out like cold, I think at least 3 times in this movie. So after that action sequence, he takes knocked out Sonic to Maddie's sister's house, and I forgot to mention, but on the news it shows knows that Tom is a wanted man because he's committed terrorism. So of course everybody sees that, and when he arrives to Maddie's sister's house, she wants him gone and she already doesn't like him. Maddie is surprisingly cool about Tom being a wanted man and all, and being a domestic terrorist, but it's fine. So they go to get the rings in San Francisco. I think they're already in San Francisco. So for whatever reason, when they head out to the building in San Francisco, they have to get a new car because Tom's car is completely totaled almost. It's like, it still works, but it has the roof off. And I don't know why, but they let Sonic drive. That car is pretty much totaled as well. And then when they get to the roof, Sonic is about to leave, but Robotnik arrives. And that's where the third act begins. Once again, the third act is really short and it breezes by really fast because of how, like, kind of uneven the pacing in the movie is, how long the middle of the film is, but how short the first and third acts are. So you're kind of just thrown into the third act and you're like, okay, I guess we're here now. So it has the really cool action sequence where they go around the world. They end up back in Green Hills, surprisingly fast. It goes by really fast, guys. It's not a very long action sequence. And Sonic's like knocked out. Like, they think that he's dead, and Eggman's like being very like brutal about it. And then Tom talks about Sonic and what he quote unquote was, like tricking out, like, he's dead. And then Sonic wakes up and he has that lightning in him. They open the portal and they send Eggman to the Mushroom Planet. We'll pick back up on that later, but the ending is really sweet. They're repairing their house. Tom decides to stay in Green Hills. And then the government comes to their door with an envelope, and they're really excited because, you know, maybe a reward for what they've done. And it's a Olive Garden gift card. Now, there's a lot of product placement in this movie. There was like Zillow, I remember, Toyota a lot. There was, of course, Olive Garden. He was like, the only apps on my iPhone are the ones that came with it, except for Olive Garden, because when you're there, you're family. And then they give him a gift card to Olive Garden for $50. So, I mean, you can get like a good meal or two out of that. I think it said from Uncle Sam, so that was a nice touch too. And it's revealed that Sonic is still there. They tell him to get to his cave. Now Sonic is really sad because he has to go to his cave, and they're like, where are you going? And he's like, to my cave. And then they take him to the attic, and I started bawling my eyes out because it was so sweet. They took everything from his cave and it was in the attic. They've made like a new little room for Sonic up there. I just started bawling my eyes out and it was just so sweet. They sit on his little race car bed. He's in between them looking all cute, and it's so sweet. I just cried so much at that part. I think it was also just emotion from seeing Sonic on the big screen. It was just crazy. Now, there are two end credit sequences. Now, the first one is with Robotnik, and the Robotnik one is really great. He's like gone completely insane. He has the jumpsuit on. He has the giant orange mustache. He like takes a giant razor blade to his head and just takes off all of his hair. He's insane. He's talking to himself. He's talking to mushrooms. He still has the Sonic quill that was actually like a MacGuffin throughout the movie. And he says that he's gonna get out of there by Christmas. Now, I don't think this Christmas because that would be impossible, but you never know, maybe next Christmas, Sonic movie. Not next year, that's not gonna happen, but maybe the year after. And the last end credit sequence is the coolest of all. This is where the theater erupted. You see like wind and like leaves piling up, and there's a portal, and it's Tails. Tails pops through the portal. Now, I think this is what everybody got spoiled about. Thankfully, I didn't get spoiled about it, so it was a giant, just, moment. I was freaking out. Everybody was clapping, cheering. Like, it was like a Marvel movie moment. It was so cool when Tails popped through that portal. But Tails arrives in Green Hills, and maybe there's like this really cool sequel that we can get with Sonic and Tails and Tom and or maybe they go off-world. That I just, oh my gosh, that's another video though. And that was the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Completely spoilery. That was the entire movie. Yes. I love this movie still. It's still an 8 out of 10 for me. I really love it. I've seen it 3 times at the time of me filming this spoiler review. I just adore this film, and I'm pretty sure that a majority of you guys from the comments I've seen from the previous video enjoy it too. Thank you all so much for watching this video. This was a nice little spoiler discussion. We have more in-depth videos about the movie, particularly the future of the movie, coming very soon. And when the Blu-ray releases, we're going to do a proper, deep analysis of the film. So look forward to that. We're not done with the Sonic movie by any stretch of the imagination. We're not done yet, guys. Go see this movie so we can get a sequel, so we can make more videos about it. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I love you all so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Wah!